an import from Kenya into the United States for the first time in like 10 or 15 years of Kenyan sand boas. Now, if you know me, I love them. I thought I had one of them. This certainly looks like it. Welcome back to Josh McNerlin's Reptiles. Before we get into today's video, I want to ask that you please hit that like button, comment down below on what you want to see from the channel going forward, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. It'll help me out a lot. Now, in today's video, I have a really cool couple of unboxings for you guys. I want to preface all this by saying recently there were an import from Kenya into the United States for the first time in like 10 or 15 years of Kenyan sand boas. Now, if you know me, I love my sand sausages, and I've been breeding them for like 10 years, but there has been zero new genetics popping up at all. No new genes. There's been some line bred traits that are really awesome that I love, like HRP and the splatter stuff is cool. There's other stuff, cow flame, but there hasn't been any new genetics, no new morphs, which as a person who loves breeding the morphs of sand boas is a little disappointing. And there wasn't really any possibility of new morphs coming in unless someone like spontaneously produced one like Mark Bell did with the Splash. The first Splash was not a wild caught import. It was just like a random snake that kept popping up in Mark Bell's rack. He didn't even know which snakes carried the genes. He just had from what I understand, he had a rack with a bunch of snakes in it labeled Splash, and it was just the ones that produced the splashes for him. That's why most splashes you see are actually snow splashes. A normal splash is much harder to come by simply because that rack was his snow rack before it became his splash rack. So it's a little bit of interesting history, but there is no new sand boa genes. There hasn't been, because none are coming from the wild. So when I had the opportunity to get some of these new imports, I was very tempted. And then when the guy posted this stuff for sale, I was like, whoa, that's a potential new gene. That's a potential new gene. This is awesome. So I scooped up everything I could get that I thought looked interesting. And that's what we are going to be unboxing today. Now, this first bit of unboxing were some of the snakes he initially posted for sale. I grabbed the two most interesting ones, but there was a snake he had posted not for sale. He was thinking about keeping for himself to either prove out his genetic or establish and sell at like a really high price. But I just kind of kept throwing money at the situation, and eventually he gave in, and I have this really unique snake, which you'll see towards the end of the video. So with all of that preface being said, I say we get into the unboxing and check out some of these potentially new sand boa genetics. All right, so let's see how these beautiful animals look. I'm pretty nervous with these ones since they are fresh imports. This is going to be very interesting. Oh, he put them both in the same bag. I wonder if there's another bag within the bag. All right, I see one of them. You see them in there? There's some sand sausages in there. Oh yeah. Come on, though. They're both definitely in this. Come on! They don't want to come out. Come on, you. Oh, they're both in one. I thought I had one of them. All right, let's start with the less unique one. This one, let's see if it's a male or a female first. Yeah, this is definitely interesting, different. Kind of hope it's a male. Kind of looking like a male. I don't feel the hemipenes though. Should probably show you. This is how you palpate a sand boa, by the way, to tell its sex. You just gently run your finger along the vent. I don't feel anything, so it might be a female. This one just kind of has a slightly unique pattern to it. Different. Different enough to catch my eye and make me want to get it. Is that an injury? Oh yeah. I was like, calico? But probably nothing genetic going on with this one. But new blood's new blood, and I couldn't decide. You know what this pattern actually reminds me more of than a Kenyan sand boa is the rough scale. like a combo between the two. Now this one I think is pretty interesting looking. Its pattern is all wonky. Look at that, super weird looking. This one I think, and its head is funky looking. It's got a very like busy head, busy pattern. Who knows? This one I think has a higher chance of probably being some new gene than that other one. And if they don't, regardless, it'll be really cool to have new blood to outcross my animals with. But really, look at that snake, that's a cool pattern. This one's said to be a male, so let's see if I can feel the hemipines on it. Now this one I'm really excited about. Look how cool that is. It's definitely different. I'm not saying it's gonna be a new gene, but if I were to guess which one was going, oh yeah, that's definitely a male. Yeah, that one's probably a female in there then. I didn't feel anything. So cool. I mean, just the opportunity to potentially have new sand boa genes is something I couldn't pass up. So, I'll just put them in the box together and get a good look at both of them. All right. Well, I'm gonna go put these guys up in their enclosure. And now it's time to crack this box. Don't fall. Oh my God. Time to crack this box open. See how the little snake is doing. Why did I spin the box? Spin it correctly. All right. Let's see. Ooh, world. Out of all the snakes I've unboxed in this video, this is the one I think is most likely to prove out as either a new gene or just a really solid locality like the Dodoma. Unfortunately, it's not known where these animals were collected. In fact, they were all collected from different parts of Kenya. So it's very possible this is just a unique locality like the Dodomas or Canary Dodomas, although this certainly looks like a Gene X or a Canary Dodoma. I hope this proves out as something genetic with like a super form. How cool would that be? Maybe make like a blue-eyed leucistic or something. Here we have a crazy reduced pattern wild-caught Kenyan sand boa. Now I know he's skinny. That's why I think he decided to sell him. I think he was like, oh man, this snake's in rough shape. I know it could be a new gene, but listen, some people go to the casino, they gamble, some people bet on football games, some people go to the races. I buy snakes and turtles, okay? If I can get this snake eaten and breeding, I believe it is a male if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a male. Man, if I can get this snake eating and breeding, my investment in this was just like doesn't matter. It'd be so worth it to have this new blood in the country. I mean, the entire Dodoma lineage of Kenyan sand boas came from 2 animals. So every pure blood Dodoma out there are incest babies. If this is a Dodoma, we have more Dodomas. That's incredible. I'll never know for sure, so I won't be able to label it. And unfortunately, it's the only one that came out of the country like this. So I don't have another one like it to breed it to if it's not a gene and it is a locality. So I'll never, unfortunately, be able to have a pure locality of this, even if I get him to breed. But regardless, this new blood, if I can get him established and eating, is so much more than worth it to me. I love sand boas, and this guy is a stunner. Just so beautiful and right out of the wild. Man, if I was in Africa and found this guy, I would have to go through all the trouble of finding an exporter and have it sent to me, because this thing is awesome. Wow. All right, guys, I don't know how much more I can talk about this guy, because I could probably just stare at him for hours, and I might if I get him eating. So let's hit the outro.
All right, everybody, that's it for today's video. If you've made it all the way to the end, I want to thank you very much. And please hit that like button, leave a comment down below on what you thought of today's video, and subscribe to follow along for future adventures. And before you go, remember to follow whatever excitement ignites the passion you have in your soul. It'll take you where you need to be. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.